Lester's top 5 tips for weight loss and fat loss. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I really appreciate you for coming here today. What I'm going to talk about today is I'm going to give you my 5 best tips that I've learned to lose body fat and lose weight. These are just some of my favorites that I've personally felt has helped me the most in really changing my life and changing how I approach weight loss and fat loss. So let's get it started. The first thing I really want to talk about is being hungry. So a lot of people will tell you when you're trying to lose weight, you should never be hungry. Well, that's not necessarily true, because this is what I want you to think about. I'm going to give you some numbers here. These numbers are going to be random. They're not based on any particular person, so I don't want you trying to follow these numbers that I give you here. But let's say you consume 3,500 calories a day. But let's say your maintenance is at 28. Maintenance is at 28. So now you're over consuming and you're eating a surplus of food at 700 plus calories a day. So, well, now you're in a constant cycle of weight gain. Well, we got to get you to weight loss, right? So now if your maintenance is at 28, we're going to pull you back to 23. All right. Again, these are all random numbers here. We would have to do a little bit more math and stuff involved to exactly figure out where we're going to get you. But let's say we pull you back to 23. So now you just went from eating 3,500 calories a day, always being in a surplus, to now I'm asking you to only eat 2,300 calories a day. Yes, you're going to be hungry. That's just what it is. Like, you got used to eating a lot of food. Now you're taking that away. Your body needs time to adapt and adjust. So you're going to be hungry. But the good news is there's ways around that hunger. So the first one, your body's kind of going to take care of it on its own as long as you don't give in to the temptation of hunger. So whenever you get these hunger cravings, you can't eat every single time you get hungry. And here's why. Your body got used to eating that 3,500 calories, so it's going to expect that 3,500 calories. So once you start pulling that back, you're going to get hungry. So if you eat every time you get hungry, then you're going to consume 3,500 calories. But if you wait, hunger subsides. Like, the hunger goes away. If you give it 30 minutes, like after you felt hungry, you won't be hungry anymore. And mind you, it may not be exactly 30 minutes. It could be 20, it could be 40, but hunger goes away. The hormone that causes hunger flushes through the system and it'll go away. So just give it some time. You won't be hungry anymore. And I'm not saying starve yourself, but just give it some time. There's other ways that you can really control your hunger levels as well. One would be drinking coffee. So with the coffee drinking, I know a lot of people drink coffee, but they're adding cream, sugar, all kind of stuff to the coffee, adding a lot of calories. Well, that's defeating the purpose. So we don't want to add anything to the coffee. We want to drink it black. I mean, maybe you can add some stevia, monk fruit, or something like that, but you don't want to be adding too many creams or sweeteners or flavorings or anything like that to the coffee. So there's other stuff as well, green tea, different variations of tea, but green tea specifically is a really good one that helps crave hunger. Eating a high-fat, high-protein diet, and maybe necessarily not high-fat, but high-quality fats. Those fats and those proteins are really going to help you to stay full longer. So protein has a higher thermic effect on the body than any other macronutrient. That's a different topic for another day, but what that means is it just burns more calories just by eating it, and it keeps you fuller longer. So we want to eat high quality proteins, eat high quality fats. And again, too much of a good thing can still be bad, so don't overdo it there. We also want to make sure we get enough dietary fiber in, so getting in your fruits and veggies. And I know that's common knowledge, but if you never tried to eat 2,300 calories clean, you should give it a try, because it is definitely a lot tougher than what you would think. from a standpoint of you're going to feel full. Like, you're not just going to be hungry all the time, because you will feel full after eating those high quality meals. Eating a high fiber diet with high quality proteins and high quality fats. And I'm not saying give up carbs. That's not what I'm saying at all, because carbs are definitely a necessity, and I don't want people to think that you should cut out carbs completely in order to lose weight and get in better shape. But yeah, so we really want to just control the hunger, but get used to being hungry. That's just kind of what it is. You're going to be hungry. All right, tip number 2. Let's satisfy your craving of hunger first, your physical craving of hunger first, before we satisfy our mental craving of hunger. So what do I mean by that? Let's satisfy your actual feeling of hunger with high quality foods. It's kind of piggybacking off what I just said. Let's go eat some highly nutritious foods before we go after the stuff that we want that we know is bad for us. So before we do the ice creams or the cakes or the candy bars or anything like that, before we eat those things, let's go eat a high quality meal. Let's go eat our chicken or fish with our sweet potato, with the Brussels sprouts. Once you eat that, you'll come to find that your craving for the sweets and the junk food goes away. So let's satisfy our actual feeling of hunger first before we go after the junk food, and that'll drastically help you cut your caloric intake and keep you from eating bad foods. All right, tip number 3. We need to track. So you have to know what's in your body. So I'm talking tracking calories, tracking macros. You got to know what's going in your body. Now, I'm big on sustainability. So a lot of people aren't going to track their whole life. They're not going to track the rest of their life, and that's okay. I'm not expecting that. What I want you to do is get into a routine. Once you find yourself in a routine and you've learned what you can eat for breakfast, what you can eat for lunch, what you can eat for dinner, then if you stop tracking, it's okay as long as you stick to that same plan. But even for experienced trackers, people that have been tracking for a long time, I still think every couple months or so you need to go back and track to make sure you're not deviating from your plan too much. Because if I've been tracking for a long time and then I go a year without tracking, I've probably added something in that necessarily doesn't fit into what my goals are. So we need to make sure, even for experienced trackers, we come back and track every now and then, but once you find your rhythm, it's okay to stop. Let's just make sure we know what we're putting in our body. That takes me to my next point, tip number 4. Let's go calorie cycle. So this isn't a mandatory one, but what it does is it makes tracking easier. So you have to track in order to know how to calorie cycle, and that goes along with carb cycling as well. Let's say that 2,300 calories that I said we were going to have you at in a deficit to help you lose weight. Well, instead of eating in that same deficit every single day, and you could get bored with that, or you could get to a point where you're just really feeling like you're restricting your eating too much. So what we can do is, let's say we take 2 of those days and we pull back to 2,000 calories on 2 of those days. One of those days we actually pull back to 1,800 calories. So now that leaves you with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1,100 extra calories. Just quick math. Mind you, I wasn't planning on doing math today, but quick math. So that leaves you with 1,100 extra calories now on one of your other days. So let's say you can divide that 1,100 calories up between Saturday and Sunday. So that gives you 550 extra calories on Saturday and Sunday to add to your normal 2,300 calories. And I say Saturday and Sunday because most people like to eat more on the weekends. You can do Friday, Saturday. If you like eating more midweek, you can do it midweek. But a lot of people like going out to eat with friends and family and stuff on the weekends. So you can add those 550 calories to 2 other days to where you don't have to feel as bad about going out to eat, as long as you're still hitting your calorie goal and your macro goals for the week. It's okay to change up when you're eating them. Yes, you got to be a little bit more strict on some days than others, but it gives you the freedom to really enjoy foods and other stuff that you want to do on weekends or whenever you want to do it. All right, tip number 5, last tip for today, resistance training. So I know a lot of people think that cardio is the way to go when you want to lose weight and you want to lose body fat. Well, while cardio definitely has its place and it can definitely be a nice booster to what you want to do, let's talk about resistance training real quick. Resistance training, one thing that it's going to do is it's going to build muscle. Well, when you build muscle, your caloric intake now is, while you still don't want to increase it, you have the ability to maybe eat more foods, because I'm missing the word I'm looking for here. Your body needs more energy to hold on to muscle than it does fat. So where fat, your body likes holding on to fat because it's easy to hold on to. Your body uses more energy. That's what I was trying to say. Your body uses more energy to hold on to muscle than it does fat. So you're naturally going to burn more calories by having more muscle on your body versus fat. And the only way to build muscle is resistance training. Versus cardio, yes, you're going to burn calories, and any extra calories you burn is a plus. Resistance training, you're going to burn calories over a longer period of time. Cardio, once you stop the cardio session, the calorie burning stops. Resistance training, because you've built that extra muscle, you're now burning calories longer term throughout the day. If you resistance train correctly, you could even be burning calories into the next day, back into your next resistance training session. So resistance training is a little bit more of the better way to go when it comes to really wanting to lose weight and lose body fat. But again, cardio does have its place, so we don't want to cancel it out altogether. But those are my 5 tips for today. I'm really glad y'all came to check me out again. So if you really found some value here in this video, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, so you can get the notifications when I'm posting new videos and new content. And if you really think it's valuable, also share the video. I really am trying to reach as many people as possible. I want to help as many people as I can, and the best way I can do that is word of mouth and y'all sharing. So thanks again for coming to check me out, and I'll see y'all next week.